once again, good morning everyone. We'll listen to a bit more of that music later on in meditation. This morning I'm not going to talk too much. I have a bit of a throat, a bit of a cough, so we'll listen to the 3 great mantras, and then we're going to do a few other little morning meditations together collectively. So with your blessings, let's get started. Invite Shri Mataji by doing the 3 great mantras. Oops, sorry folks.
Shri
Mataji, please fill our hearts and our mind with your love. Please, Shri Ganesha, remove all the obstacles preventing us from being in thoughtless awareness this morning and each and every day. Now we're just going to listen to some music and do a short meditation. drop away. We'll just sit for a few minutes in meditation.
Hi, I'm Rocky Heron, and I'm here
we're listening to a talk, and it's called How to Get to the Spirit That Lies Within. So I've just chosen it now, so hopefully it all goes well.
And how we are lost in the curtains of Maya. Today I am going to tell you how we get to that spirit. There are two types of methods people employ in finding out that spirit. One is called as Anavopai, and another one is called as Shaktopai. Anu means a molecule. When we are lost in the Maya, as I told you last time, actually the spirit is eternal. It is all powerful. It never loses its power. Whether we are old, young, whatever condition we may be, the spirit has its own power all the time. But the reflection of the spirit in us, the light of the spirit in us, depends on the quality of our reflector, how we are. And because of the quality being so poor sometimes, darkness is created within us. And in that darkness, we do not know, sometimes even to that extent, that there is something beyond. So the first style of seeking is Anavopai, as you call it, or which is depending on separating molecules after molecules. Because under these circumstances, when you are surrounded by darkness, you see spirit just as a molecule, or you can say spark, or a flicker. Sometimes you just get a flicker of it. As you know, the thoughts arise within us and fade away. We see the thoughts rising and fading away. And there are many thoughts all around us. Our attention is on those thoughts, moving all the time. It is very hard to find that space in between two thoughts. That's why what we see is just a flicker, you can call it, or a little atom of that spirit, sometimes sparkling. And then the search starts among human beings. From that darkness, from Tamoguna, they start searching. And the Kriya starts within us. So we can see in the left-hand side, as you see the Ida Nadi, by which we live in Tamoguna, is desiring for it. And then we move to the right-hand side, on the Pingala Nadi, in which we act. In that action, we try to find the spirit. Of course, first we think it is in getting material advancement. That you will find that spirit, that flicker. And so we go in for material advancement. Now, material advancement is very different from the spiritual advancement. Or we can say the material happening, what we see like a plane landing, or a plane taking off, or a collision of two trains, or any such happenings, are outside, and spiritual happening is within. our attention is always attracted towards outside happenings. And it is an impossibility to take this attention inside. That is why something has to happen within us to attract that attention inside. We cannot force our attention inside. So people try normally. The Anavopai is that what you call Ashtanga Yoga and other yogas, by which they try separating themselves from myth, from darkness. For which you need very astute, honest, sincere people. Very young, celibate, innocent people. Those who have to live in the forest with their gurus. So they keep out their attention, which is called as Nirodha. They stop their attention spreading itself. They concentrate their attention with the help of a realized soul. If you come to India, you will meet some real sages like that who live on top of hills and mountains, who are not easily available to people. They do not sell their religion or they do not sell their realization to people. Hidden away from the madding crowd, they exist there. One of them has told Samuni Sahajogis that he has practiced Anavopai for 21,000 years from when he was just a frog. It's fantastic that he carried on for 21,000 years. Every year, life he was born. And still he cannot raise the Kundalini of others very easily. Still he does not have the power to raise the Kundalini the way you Sahajogis can raise. It's most surprising. He has given realization to only one person. Only one. In 25 years he worked on him. The same way Anavopai. These are the people who are detached, Vitaragas. Not that you have to run away from anywhere, but living in the society only you can achieve it through our Sahaja Yoga or Mahayoga. This is Shaktopai. But these people still are afraid to come in the cities because they could not make people understand. They do not trust human beings. They want to keep away from them. They are not married. They lead a celibate life. They live up to 200 years sometimes 1,000 years also. But it is a very individualistic movement. Works on one or two people. Birth after birth, they cleanse themselves. This is Anavopai. So the search for the divine or for the spirit has been on for ages now. It's not a new thing that we are doing here. And you also have been seeking that divine in your previous lives and many lives before. But you must know that for seeking, you have to go inside. It's not outside. And how do you go inside is the problem. Some people say that if you go on suggesting I'm going inside, you go inside. It's all imagination. Because when the attention is out, the knower and the knowledge, both are different. Like if I see this thing now, for example, if I'm not a realized soul, I'll see this one and I will just think how much they must have paid for it, what is it made of, from where did they get it, all sorts of these superficial things as you can call it. At the most, somebody might say it's very aesthetically placed and it has very great balance and all that. At the most. But it is all outside. Because the knower who knows about it is outside the knowledge. So there's a tremendous difference between the happening outside and happening inside. When you see a train colliding, you'll say, oh, look at this, what is this they have done, this driver is wrong, and that these people have suffered so much, and all sorts of things. They'll start collecting money, whatever we do normally, you see. But the knowledge about it is outside the knower, that is yourself. But when the spiritual happening takes place, the knowledge and the knower become one. For example, now this machine that is here, to a normal person, as I told you, will be, it is so much, it costs so much, or whatever it is. But to a realized soul, it would be, is it vibrating? Is it emitting vibrations? What sort of vibration it is emitting? It is good or bad? Because then you start understanding it according to spiritual value and not according to material value. I hope you understand this point. Spiritual value is an absolute value. And what is the measure of that is the spiritual joy. The vibrations give you spiritual joy. The good vibrations, I mean. What are good vibrations? Are nothing. But the coefficients of this whole thing is emitting through it the all-pervading power which is giving you joy. It is an absolute value. You take 10 children who are realized souls, you tie their eyes and ask them to put their hands towards one person. All of them will show you the same finger which is burning, whichever is the chakra they are catching. There will be no confusion, no second opinion about it, no quarreling, because that's what it is. Because the knower and the knowledge is the same. That is why when our attention is outside and we are seeking something or knowing something, then we start seeing it according to our thinking. And who does the thinking is Mr. Ego or maybe Super Ego. We are not there to think about it. So anything you give them, say for example, you marry two persons in modern times. So they'll sit down and work it out. How can you work out a marriage with your brains? It's a question of your heart. Just enjoy it. You give them food, they'll sit down and work it out. Start analyzing it. They cannot synthesize it. The food will get cold, it will lose all its taste, and the whole thing will be wasted. They make the same thing out of their lives. For nothing at all, they create problems by thinking. Analysis starts outside, synthesis starts inside. Now this Nirodha is the withdrawing of your attention inside, as I told you. Is only possible through a happening within. Now how do you get the happening within yourself? For example, I am talking to you, you are paying attention to me. Supposing something falls down, immediately your attention goes to that happening. So there has to be some happening within. Now what is that happening? Is Kundalini Yoga. And this Kundalini Yoga is the Shaktopaya, is known as Shaktipat, is the giving of the Shakti. Very few are entitled with this. I mean, today these are all selling Shaktis there. There are their ashramas and this, that, they are talking of Shakti, and then people start dancing, jumping, screaming like possessed people. That is not Shakti at all. Only a person of a very high quality can raise the Kundalini because he is to be authorized by God.
We'll sit in silent meditation now for a few more minutes. We'll do the last of the three great mantras, excuse me, with my voice this morning. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nimala Devi Namo Namaha. Well, that must be the worst of the three great mantras ever done live. So, when you're ready, you may tie up your kundalini, put yourself into bandhan. I'm going to play some more music while my voice recovers. And for those that need to go and do some work, get ready for work, have a beautiful, beautiful day. But now I'll put on some music for us to continue our meditation. Thank you everyone for joining this morning with me and my croaky voice. Lovely having your vibrations, and hope you all have a really beautiful day. Shri Mataji.